Why is the cross the symbol of Christianity? The cross is the symbol of Christianity because upon the cross, the precious Lord and God Jesus Christ laid down his life as a ransom for many. Why are swords at the center of Islam? Well, because at the very core of Islam is chop chop. Chop chop. You want to have a haircut? Don't go near these people because they'll fail your intent. You may be thinking that they are trying to help your hair being cut, but they focus, unfortunately, about half a foot down. The chief of Boko Haram, the chief of Al-Shabaab, the chief of ISIS, the timeless, eternal chief of all of these troublemakers is this fellow called Muhammad. The timeless chief. What does the Quran say about what Muhammad did? The Quran says, Surah 22, Ayat 40, Surah 22, Ayat 40, and Surah 72, Ayat 18 reveals the very basic, the starting point of the problem. How did Islam begin? Surah 22, Ayat 40 and Surah 72, Ayat 18. Both of them reveal that Muhammad clearly was confused. He shows up in front of non-Islamic properties and he thinks that they all belong to Islam. A classical case of the need to be sectioned. Same thing, mental derangement. Surah 22, let me read. If you doubt me, I will read to you the Quran which you perhaps weren't reading properly in your lives. What does Surah 22, Ayat 40 say? Surah 22, Ayat 40. And I'm skipping the first statement, and if I move on, and were it not that Allah checks the people, some by means of others. The Islamic Allah has a mafia plan. He uses some people to get rid of some other people. If not for this, something terrible would have happened. But because he uses the Muslims to get rid of the non-Muslims, something noble happened. You know what that noble thing was? It goes on. Because of this, if not for this, there would have been demolished monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques in which the name of Allah is much mentioned. Do you see the problem? Muhammad clearly was terribly confused. He thought in synagogues Allah had to be worshipped. He thought in monasteries, which are these, monasteries, the, let's say, Orthodox, Coptic monasteries. What did Muhammad think? Muhammad thought Allah had to be worshipped there. What did he think? In synagogues, Allah had to be worshipped. You can see the fundamental brain damage right at the origin. So no wonder at the top of the Temple Mount, people are so confused that they have shown up there and built the Dome of the Rock. Why? The same mental issue. This is supposed to be a mosque. And therefore, we will build Masjid Al-Haram and the Dome of the Rock. The same mental issues.
Are you Muslim?
I am a Christian, sir.
Are you talking
Surah 22, Ayat 40 is one example.
Are you talking anti-Muslim?
The same problem you see in Surah 72. Surah 72,
He's reading it. Is this your translation of a...
Surah 72, Ayat 18. The same problem.
Is this translation of...
What does it say? Surah 72, Ayat 18. It says, and that masjids,
Which one is the undercover?
masjids. The term masjid here includes every place of worship. Any place of worship. It goes on to say, are for Allah. Every place of worship are for Allah. And so do not invoke with Allah anyone else. So my dear friends, why does Islam go around destroying other places of worship and building in their places mosques? Because of a fundamental Islamic brain damage syndrome. A fundamental Islamic brain damage syndrome, where you go thinking that synagogues belong to the Muslims, where churches belong to the Muslims, and therefore you destroy them. And that is exactly why the custodians of Masjid al-Haram got terribly upset with the Muslims, with Muhammad and his entourage, and they told them, stay away, go away. So instead of at least at that time beginning to make sense, what did Muhammad and his entourage do? Cry out. Muhammad and his entourage cried out, Islamophobia. That's what they cried out. Oopsie, oppression. Oppression. Why do these Muslims behave like lunatics at Speaker's Corner? Because lunacy lies at the center of Islam. Right at the core of Islam, explicitly, we understand that jihad lies. Implicitly, what lies there is lunacy, mental ailment. That's at the very core of Islam. And this is why Muslims think jihad is noble, whereas the rest of the world thinks that jihad is terrible. Why are Muslims happy? Clap their hands when someone who perhaps had a Quran with a page torn, when he is massacred, why are the Muslims clapping their hands? Come here, sir. You say you're a Muslim, sir.
I'm just here for a vibe, you get me?
You have no clue? You have got no clue about Islam?
I'm chilling, brother. Thank you, though.
No, but you're a Muslim.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Why exactly are you Muslim, sir?
Because
Please. Cuz?
God go toilet.
Can you imagine?
God go toilet.
Did you see God go to the toilet?
I'm asking you.
Were you paying attention
You
to...
have knowledge, I want to know.
Yeah, please.
God
help
go toilet.
Yeah, please help me understand.
No, I'm not going to give
Please
you
help me understand. Excuse me, sir. Please come here. Shalom. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Lot of camera. Thank you. Yeah. So Muslims step forward. You, my dear friend, you're a lovely man. Please step forward. Please come. Zoo.
Muslims step forward. I want to talk to you.
Apply online. Vacancies available. Recruitment beginning Monday. Apply online. But please clearly specify the category of specimen you are. Please. There are options to choose from. Different categories. Jumping up and down the tree and various other categories available online. Please apply, but with much information. Please specify all relevant details. Now, to say, my dear Muslim friends, please step forward. So the Muslims were the troublemakers, and this lies at the heart of Islam. My dear friends, it is obvious to see the issue that I am talking about when you look at the symbol of Christianity. I am a Christian. The symbol of Christianity versus the symbol of Islam. What is the symbol of Christianity? But the symbol, the visual symbol, cross. Why is the cross? The cross is the symbol of Christianity. Why is the cross the symbol of Christianity? The cross is the symbol of Christianity because upon the cross, the precious Lord and God Jesus Christ laid down his life as a ransom for many. He demonstrated his love towards human beings. Therefore, the cross has become the symbol of Christianity. Why? Because at the very core of Christianity lies sacrifice, love, selflessness, taking care of the others, redeeming others, and so on. But what is the symbol of Islam? Please, anyone? Does anyone know what the prominent symbol of Islam is? If you know, you will know why he is running away. The mafia minion is running away, and the reason he is running away is because he knows what it is.
And say I'm running away.
What is the symbol of Islam? You can see this in the flags of various Islamic organizations, various ones. What is it?
White dove.
A white dove. Yeah, white dove. Absolutely. It's a sword. Why is two? Why are swords at the very core of Islam? Why? Well, the reason there are swords, not your silly swords, not your simple little underwear bomber, tiny little knives, no. We're talking about Osama bin Laden multiplied 100 times, swords. Those are, the kind of swords, if you walk around, you know he's going to shout out Allahu Akbar next, and then things are going to happen after that. Why are swords at the center of Islam? Well, because at the very core of Islam is chop chop. Chop chop. You want to have a haircut? Don't go near these people because they'll fail your intent. You may be thinking that they are trying to help your hair being cut, but they focus, unfortunately, about half a foot down.
Half a foot.
Yeah, not here. Not chop chop here. That would have been useful. But the chop chop happens half a foot down. Chop chop. Today, thanks to the Christians, it's not just chop chop, it's also boom boom. Thanks to the Western world, they can do boom boom also. Chop chop, boom boom is at the core of Islam. If Islam had to start today, my dear friends, if Islam had to start today, at the very center of Islam would have been Osama bin Laden's stolen AK-47s. Terrible, clearly, very old AK-47s, and I don't know what else he had. Osama bin Laden, Boko Haram's founders, al-Baghdadi, the erstwhile chief of ISIS, and various other people. Who is the chief of all of these fellows? You are utterly clueless, man. They may use you to tie their shoelaces. The chief of Boko Haram, the chief of Al-Shabaab, the chief of ISIS, the timeless, eternal chief of all of these troublemakers is this fellow called Muhammad. The timeless chief. So that is what Islam is. So why do I say Islam is not to be welcomed in the UK? Just because of this. Islam does not belong in the UK. Does not. Christianity should be at the very core of the United. Why are you nodding, sir? Are you a Muslim, sir? Please come here, sir. You're a Muslim. Why do you just nod? Why do you come to Speaker's Corner? Just nod and go away. You come to Speaker's Corner. Why not? You know what I'm like? Explain. How am I like? No, you are involved in personal assaults, attack right now. You are saying you know how I'm like.
It's a pointless discussion.
Yeah, but please.
I don't want to talk to you.
No, you began. You saying you know what I am like. Say again. Look at him. No, the way you describe that is I am utterly clueless. In front of cameras, I will be exposed. Say again.
Go find some other victim.
This is victimhood. Islamophobia, victimhood. Show up at Speaker's Corner. Ask a question about Islam. He says he is a
I
victim.
didn't ask nothing. I nodded my head. I disagreed with you.
I will remind you what happened. He showed up. I asked him if he was a Muslim. That's all I asked him. He told me that he knows what I am like. He bears witness account about me. So who is being personally attacked? Did I attack him? Did I comment about his character? I don't even know who that gentleman is. So, my dear Muslim friends, you come forward. Help us sorry. You need to stay quiet. Sorry. You, sir.
No, I don't want to be in the camera.
So help us
I
understand.
don't want to be in the camera.
Thank you, Lord.
Sure. You are a Muslim, sir.
I don't talk to Gandu.
You don't talk to what?
Gandus.
So you don't talk to Muhammad?
No, you Gandu.
Muhammad, you know Al-Zut? Are you familiar with Al-Zut, sir? Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with Al-Zut? Look at these Muslims. They show up at Speaker's Corner and they swear. Why am I obsessed? Why am I obsessed with Islam? Look at.
Don't touch the camera, sir.
Why do you people come to Speaker's Corner? Why? Did you go through some schooling? Listen. Look at him. No, he can. He's a Muslim.
That's right.
No, he is a Muslim. He can say it. No, everyone, all of these fellows.
Excuse me, I want selfie.
No, not interested. No, keep your selfie to yourself. Not interested, please. So, no, please. If you don't want, please. If you grow up a little bit more, eat a little bit more halal meat, and come back. Love it. So, can you imagine, my dear friends? Can you imagine showing up at Speaker's Corner, and the only thing you could do is shout out a couple of swear words, do a little bit of Snapchat.
Who's talking to you? Did I talk to you?
Put your camera in his face.
Excuse me, sir. Look at these fellows.
Behave yourself.
Look at these fellows. This is what happens when there is too much of Quran reading. And that also.
I think it's a 16.
Clearly too much of Quran. Irreversible brain damage there. Irreversible brain damage. All right.
That's the best. That's the most honest answer I've heard.
All right. Now that we have the zoo, the future graduates, the future full-time employees of the London Zoo, now, not the human kind, the other kind, are here. Let me know. A few examples, a few attributes along which I can compare Jesus, my King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and Muhammad, the worst criminal the world has ever seen. Let me compare and contrast. Jesus is a symbol of selflessness, sacrifice. Muhammad is a symbol of selfishness, of the worst kind, worst order. Jesus is a symbol of servant heart. Servant heart. What did the Lord Jesus say? The one who wants to become the greatest, let him become the servant of all. Elsewhere, he said, you all call me Lord, and you are right in calling me Lord. But look at what I have done. I have washed your feet. And that is what I want you to do. Serve. That's what Jesus taught. To serve others.
Amen.
What did Muhammad teach? To dominate. To dominate. Muslims for centuries have been going around dominating, be harsh, cast terror in the hearts of the disbelievers, terrorize them, dominate them, subdue them. This is Muhammad, his invention. Quite the opposite of Jesus. Jesus became one of the most common people on the face of the earth. He walked with the sinners, the common people, the tax collectors, the sinners, and so on. That is what Jesus did. What did Muhammad do? In one of the chapters in the Quran, Surah 49, I think. Surah 49, I think. I could be wrong. Surah 49, I think. It says, don't approach Muhammad. He is an elite mafia ringleader, and so don't approach him. Stay away. This is the very opposite of Jesus. Jesus said, come. People who did not meet him beforehand could approach him from the back and touch him and be healed. Jesus was surrounded at all times by people. He did not say, hey, look, I am some elite leader, give me space. He did not say. Why? He became one among us. That's what Jesus did. What did Muhammad do? Surah 49, I think. Stay away. If you want to approach or speak to Muhammad, petition. Even King Charles you might be able to meet, but Muhammad you won't be able to meet. Why? Because he is a classical mafia ringleader. Clearly, if you are a mafia minion, you would not be able to meet the ringleader every day, can you? And that is exactly Muhammad. So you can't meet him. Look at the difference between Jesus and Muhammad. Jesus became one of the most common people at that time, but Muhammad became the worst lord over others. Jesus, we'll come to that later. Jesus is a symbol of humility. Humility. In the book of Philippians, in the book of Philippians, the Apostle Paul writes, even though being in the form of God, which he could snatch hold of, he humbled himself. Jesus, his humility is of that manner where God, when he became a human being, he humbled himself. That's humility. What did Muhammad do? He was the worst, proud, arrogant nutter. Jesus is a symbol of love. Muhammad is a symbol of hatred. Jesus dealt with eternity. Muhammad was concerned about here and now, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, and all similation.